Many of these students, or most, have struggled with academic success nearly their entire lives. Language keeps the kids involved every step of the way.
These are your essential words.
I didn't think it could get any better till I saw 4th edition, and I'm convinced that there can't be a better curriculum to meet the needs of our low-achieving students.
Anchors out of the water. Language has specifically made me a better teacher, and the success I see with the students, it just makes my year much better, and also the kids and the parents' years.
What sound do you hear in the word glass?
Now you have students who are readers and who identify themselves as writers. So the confidence in their ability to own the English language and to really take on an academic formal persona as a student is life-changing.
Bats use wings to fly.
Kurzweil adds a tremendous amount of value to this program.
Kurzweil affects my students directly with their reading comprehension, and I notice when their reading comprehension increases and I take it to the writing component, Kurzweil helps my students with their writing.
It allows all of us, the entire classroom environment, to transition to a different method of delivering the student text. In a way, though, that's extremely interesting and engaging.
That eats a lot of things.
Before they make the conversion to becoming scholars and students, they get to experience technology.
Find a correction there. The stories come to life up on my screen, and Kurzweil makes the curriculum much more accessible for the kids.
Bats see with sound.
Much better fluency.
Probably the most significant measurable gains have been realized in writing. On the California State Writing Test, a huge number of our language students have moved up 1 and sometimes 2 proficiency bands, from below basic to basic and sometimes even to proficient.
Flying takes a lot of energy.
You don't have to sacrifice the fidelity to strong research-based instruction for the sake of the motivation of a computer.
Any S's?
Dan is a resource specialist. I remember being in there one day where they were doing a writing assignment.
What I'll have kids do is type into the Kurzweil program what they have written, and then we use the synthetic voice there for them to hear what they wrote.
Flying mammals see with sound.
And the peer editing that I have is one of the strongest I've ever had for students understanding the importance of sentence structure, of spelling.
The students clamor to get their writing put up there for the day. They're learning how to edit their own work, how to look for the kind of errors that are common to them.
If the kids aren't afraid to write, which I usually have many of them at the beginning of the year afraid to write, Kurzweil makes it very easy for the peer editing, and because it's easy and it's harmless, the kids' writing has improved.
We really try to use data a lot at our school site, and I've been excited about how we're able to use the online data system with language. So we meet regularly in a language PLC and analyze data. And I've been excited, for instance, with Dan's class.
Which one would you like to use?
Last year, his students averaged 2.5 years growth in reading fluency and reading comprehension. And so that was significant growth for those kids.
Good. Nice job.
If you think about the primary function of language is to reach these students and to help them become better readers. And one of the areas they really struggle in is fluency, for example. With Kurzweil, you can do it whole group, but you could also break off and do it one-on-one. And the student then, depending on what their fluency rate is, they have the ability to control the rate that they receive the written word.
Goal. Class, what's our goal here?
140 words per minute.
They're just attracted to it. The moment you can get a student to say, let's put the student text aside and let's go to the computer, you now have 100% participation.
While it has motivating factors, it's not a game. It's not there for fun or as a sort of reward payoff. You know, if you do all of your work, then you get to push some buttons. It's really the same instruction, the same pedagogy, the same researched methods with a medium that's going to allow for greater efficiency, better use of time, and motivational aspects.
Okay, recycling bin. Who agrees with Aldi that this is a compound word?
And as a classroom, coming together, fixing and editing a paragraph. And so we're getting some good buy-in, but also at the same time, some great camaraderie comes through Kurzweil, because when we try to fix the paragraph, it feels like it's everyone's paragraph. Many of my students enjoy that.
It makes a world of difference when a child enters a whole group situation knowing they're correct. I know I'm right. And in years past, as a struggling student, I've had to resort to wearing a series of masks. I've had to hide, or I've had to create distractions, or I've had to do anything at all to not show the world how insecure I am about this skill. But if I've already gone through Kurzweil and I've heard this voice tell me this is a good sentence, this sentence sounds very similar to other things that I've heard, or listen to how long my sentence is. When I read that sentence or I present my writing to my peers or to my teacher, I have an entirely different attitude. Now it's with a sense of pride. Now it's look what I've created.
Point to it. Now tell us why it's a closed syllable.
Every time I use Kurzweil in my classroom, I know it's going to be a good day.
Very good. Nice work. Give him a round of applause, Anthony. Good stuff.